All right, guys. What's it sound like when I'm on the microphone like this? Mike says it sounds like I'm whispering in his ear, and it turns him on.
I feel like you should be telling like midnight stories on the radio.
Yes. You got any stories to tell?
Not today. We have tips to tell, though.
Tips? Well, I don't know. I mean, it's like we were talking about this a few minutes ago. So, guys, just so you know what we're talking about is marketing mistakes. And I think we are, and I don't mean we, but I mean business owners are drowning in analytics. That it's like, oh, here's an industry benchmark. I hear that so many times. What should I be? What should be my industry benchmark? I mean, how many times have you heard that in the last 2 weeks?
Too many to count, for sure, but I'd probably be rich if I could.
Yeah, no kidding. So there you go. So if you're a business owner, if you're a marketer, what is a benchmark and what is an industry benchmark? Does it really make sense? And by the way, guys, this is Think Tank Tuesday. It is Tuesday. I'm kind of off my game today.
It's because we were off Monday, so we're kind of getting back in the
That's what it is. Yes.
It's a little bit late.
The holiday messed me up. So industry benchmarks, analytics. I mean, you got Google Analytics, you have Hitwise, you have Crazy Egg, you have,
anything that you subscribe to gives you analytics, right? So it's not like you're really going to one central portal either. Sure, there's Google Analytics, but where are they pulling attribution from? Are they including all portals, all access points? I most likely no. So when you look at it, it's like this vendor's giving you analytics, this vendor's giving you analytics, and a lot of the time they tell you conflicting things.
Well, I don't know. And a lot of the time...
I'm probably being a little nice.
You're being very nice because they never match. I mean, if your website has analytics and then you have Google Analytics, those two analytics are always different. So, I mean, you think about it as a business owner, as a marketer, what do you believe? Mm-hmm. And then you go to a trade show, you go to an event, you talk to people, salespeople really is what they are, and they tell you about their technology and, how people are doing such a great job, or I mean, how they're doing a great job and what your analytics should be as an industry standard. It's confusing as a business owner. I mean, it really is. In fact,
I think it's overwhelming a lot because you want to make sure you're spending money in the right places and that it's producing for you. But it's like you said, everything is a sales pitch consistently. So seeing what is really helping you and working for you and getting foot traffic in, calls or web forms, depending on what your goal is as a business or purchases, doesn't always equal black and white.
Right. So, I mean, you guys tell me, have you done this yet? I mean, you ready, Sam? Mm-hmm. So you go to a trade show. They tell you have to have Google Analytics on your website because you're looking at your website analytics from your website provider. So then you put Google Analytics on your website, and then you're trying to decipher what is good, what is bad in Google Analytics. And then some other company comes along, and this company says, oh, we have better analytics. Mm-hmm. So now you pay $1,000 a month for their analytical platform that's a whole nother series of analytics that you're paying for. And now you got more analytics. Mm-hmm. And now you're not only looking at Google Analytics, your website analytics, your Facebook analytics, and now this company you're spending $1,000 plus per month on analytics. You're reading the analytics, and then you go, oh my God, I'm not going to log in anymore because I don't know what to do.
Or you're frustrated because you feel like you can't do it, or how do you get it done? But I feel like that's a lot of the times we feel like if we can throw money at something, it's going to tell us what we should do or how to do it.
Right.
But think about it. Okay, so a situation like that's actually arose with one of our clients. They subscribed to a platform that cost a couple $1,000s a month because it was going to centralize all of their information and tell them what to do. Really, what were we putting money towards? A simpler way to find out what to do. We wanted to be told what to do, essentially, in that situation. That $1,000, let's say it was just $1,000, it was actually more than that. So talk about how much that took out of their advertising budget that month. But if you spent $1,000 as a business owner and really either combed through that or taught yourself or worked with a vendor who could teach you what all of that information means, how much better would your business be versus paying $1,000 or thousands of dollars a month to figure it out?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think that's the problem. I mean, you guys know that you have all this analytics and you read the analytics and you go, okay, great. Now I read this. I'm looking at my bounce rate. I'm looking at my new visitors to my website. I might even be looking at multi-channel funnels. But what do I do with that information? And I think that's the most difficult part. And it's really amazing, though, that, I mean, over the last few months that we've had more and more, business owners call us and say, hey, can I hire you guys to monitor my performance, look at my analytics, really monitor my vendors and tell me where my vendors need to improve? Mm-hmm. And I mean, I think that's very telling in itself because there's so many analytics companies out there selling analytics. and business owners are signing up and go, okay, great, I got it, but I don't know what to do now. So I've
And
kind
I
of
think it's a
repeated
holistic
myself.
approach, though, right? So, like, you can evaluate each vendor, but things work together and things feed off one another, which is where you said, like, a multi-channel funnel. So I don't know how many of our audience has multi-channel funnel set up, but do you want to talk about why they would want to look at that or why they would set that up?
So let me kind of explain the premise of a multi-channel funnel so you can understand what it is. So all of your advertising generally works together. So in other words, if you're doing radio advertising, TV advertising, direct mail, social media, email marketing, all of that marketing supports one another. Generally, a person doesn't just engage with the one marketing tool or one marketing channel. The one marketing channel. They see all of the various channels, and then that's what helps them lead to your website, lead to your showroom, or whatever it is. So multi-channel funnel means you have all these channels, multiple of them, and they all support one another to drive the person to do business with you.
Yep.
And
it shows them how you interact. It also shows the click paths people are taking. So did they reach you organically versus Facebook? Did they come back through, typing in your URL right into the search bar? So it also shows you where individuals are engaging and then their path they take to get to that either purchase point or that call you point, walk in the store point, whatever it may be for your business. But that's where it shows you that no singular marketing effort stands by itself.
Right. And I mean, over the years, we've definitely had clients that we would show analytics and they were giving, for example, like search advertising all the credit because they were saying, oh, when we run a search campaign, we get this many conversions because it's like, okay, they clicked a search ad, they came over to your website, they converted. They filled in a lead form. So I want to pull all of my money out of display advertising, retargeting. I don't want to do email marketing. I don't want to do all that. Let's put all my money into search because that's what's generating the sales. And then, when you do that, you don't have the other channels it's supporting is what happens. And that's happened for years. I've had many clients over the years that they would do a direct mail. They would sell so much from a direct mail drop, and then now all of a sudden their strategy is direct mail.
Well, it's like the magic pill, right? Like it works once, so it's always going to work, and it's going to always be as successful. But most of the time, you can continually see it decrease, or it doesn't work the second time because you hit that database already, or you expose that offer to one audience that you continue to hit with the same message.
Yeah, and I think so. Here it is. Here's one of your tips. Here's the first tip I want you guys to write down. And it's the word. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Any idea what I'm going to say?
No, go for it.
Come on, take a guess.
Nope. I don't like to be wrong.
I know. Nurture. So you think about that. So all of your marketing strategies, when you're doing marketing as a business owner, what are you going to do to nurture those sales opportunities, those sales prospects, but what are you going to nurture those individuals that's done business with you? And most people don't worry about the nurturing. They're just like, how do I get my next customer in the door? Okay, I sold them, I'm done. Okay, good. Bring more.
Well, you already paid. So if you're running your business and looking at your analytics and your cost per acquisition, you should be understanding what your cost per customer is. And then to retain that customer, it's always going to be financially beneficial to spend a little bit of money to retain that customer. It's going to cost less. So instead of attracting more and more and then just flushing your previous customers out, you can retain your existing database and continue to talk to them for that repurchase. And most of the times, every business we work with has another opportunity that they haven't capitalized on the initial sale, or they can continue that conversation. It's like e-commerce, right? So till bundling came out, people weren't recommending a like product with their purchase.
Right.
And so, Amazon does it. A lot of websites do it. You can then say, based on your experience, your previous purchases, how about this option? And now before you know it, have 3 items in your shopping cart because you wanted a shirt. Now you got pants and shoes to match. But you're getting 10% off to buy all 3.
And free shipping.
And free shipping.
Yeah. I see that so many times that I'll purchase something on Amazon and then it was like, well, do you want this add-on item? This add-on item's only like $7, but if you tried to buy that add-on item at $7 through Prime, you couldn't get it unless you wanted to pay the shipping.
Well, and so how do you nurture that database, right? So now you have these customers who have done something with you. You can look at what they purchased and can continue to talk to them about that next purchase opportunity. But as you monitor this information over a period of time, you'll understand how often people come back into the purchase cycle, depending on the type of business that you have. So you can continue that conversation up until that point and then re-engage them based on another purchase. Or you can upsell them the additional products that they didn't originally engage with you on. So like if you're a car dealership, maybe it was a warranty. If you sell computers, maybe it's, hey, get your free virus scan right now. And that's a way to re-engage them. And you're giving them a resource versus trying to always sell them. And I think that's a big thing companies don't forget is that you can talk to a customer or potential customer without always having a sales message.
Right. So with nurture, here's a nurture tip. Email marketing. And I've seen this happen so many times that I've purchased something from a company, but I'm still on their email blast like I have not made that purchase yet. So they keep on talking to me about purchase. And I'm like, guys, are you not cleaning your database up and, moving lists around the way you should? You're still talking to me about buying this product that I bought 3 months ago. So ultimately what I do is I say, send it to spam. I'm tired of getting that email. It's not anything. It's engaging. But all you got to do is clean your database and move those sold customers into another database. But I think the problem is, here's the problem. Most businesses, while they sell a lot of products or sell a lot of services, they haven't plotted what is the sales journey. In other words, what is the journey an individual would go down, the path that they would come down. They haven't plotted that out and said, okay, when they purchase this item, now we're going to start talking to them about this. And when
Instead, we're focusing on what our bounce rate was on that page. But
right.
In general, that bounce rate doesn't necessarily communicate that customer journey, because if I'm coming off of a Facebook ad and I find the same product that you sent to me an offer on, well, my bounce rate may be really high because I came and saw what I wanted to in the product details, and now I'm leaving.
Right.
So, okay, it's a really high bounce rate, but what's happening in that customer path after the fact? You're retargeting and bringing them back to the purchase point, or so on and so forth.
Right. So we mentioned some tips. So the first one was nurture. Boy, there's so many things we can cover here too. What's another tip that we can give everybody? And keep in mind, we're talking about marketing mistakes, and we're giving you some tips. I think it's marketing mistakes. What's our title, Mike?
So with that, let's break for a quick commercial.
Hey, that's a good idea.
And we can figure out our title and come back with some more tips. How about that?
I know, because we just get on these tangents and everything. We get so excited about this stuff, but what you're getting ready to see, I think you'll be excited about it, because if you attend this conference, you're going to get to see Samantha. Samantha, why don't you tell everybody about this?
So I want to invite you all to attend the Women in Automotive Conference that's happening in Orlando this July. It is a multi-day event that happens July 9th to the 11th. And the first disclaimer on this, it is not women exclusive. I invite anybody in this space to attend the conference, where we're going to be talking about not only ways to progress your business, but I'll be talking about millennials in the workplace. So another marketing tip we can talk about in a minute, but millennials in the workplace, how can you integrate them into your workforce and make your business a productive one for them and grow your profit by doing so? So those are what we're going to cover before and after the event. The one thing to remember is early registration ends tomorrow. So take advantage of the offer. And the other benefit here is they do offer one-day passes. If you can make it into town for just a day based on the conference, please do so as well. And I look forward to seeing you in July.
What day do you speak?
I speak the 10th at, I believe, 2 p.m.
So if you pick one day, it's on the 10th. So there you go. That's your one-day pass if you're going to do that.
Yep.
There you go. All right. So we talked about, with marketing, and this is happening more and more, that we're getting business owners that are contacting us and saying, hey, will you monitor our performance, monitor our analytics? Will you tell us where we need to improve? And I think the next one, because I don't want to make the video too long, is benchmarks. I want to talk about benchmarks and why benchmarks is killing your business. Okay. So what do I mean by that, Sam? I know you know what I mean by that, by setting these benchmarks.
Well, I think we compare ourselves all the time to what people are saying should be the benchmark without necessarily understanding our business, right? So we can always have a benchmark that we want to maybe look towards, but we should establish it for ourselves instead of just falling into the industry standard term.
I hear that so many times. Oh, is that a good bounce rate? Well, I don't know. Well, what's the industry standard? Yeah, but we're looking at a bounce rate across your entire website. I mean, so if they're coming to your homepage, what's the bounce rate on your homepage? Because you got your phone number on the top, or there's a contact us page.
Or bounce rate by lead source.
Right.
So I think that's a really big one as well, because that's how you're looking at the customer journey across that platform that's driving them either to your website or to engage with you on another platform. So looking at it that way is going to be 110% different when you're looking at it as a whole.
Right.
And, you know, somebody may say your Facebook bounce rate means it's all trash traffic, but I urge you to look at what's happening on Facebook and how they're engaging with you and why that bounce rate is going to be different than that industry standard.
Oh, boy, you got me on a tangent there now. All right, here we go. I'm going to talk about Facebook. I am sick and tired of hearing about Facebook, how it has a high bounce rate. Okay. I am so tired of that because for some reason, as a business owner and as marketers out there, they completely lose their bleeping mind, that they forget that I think what it is everybody's in the mindset of traditional marketing. Mm-hmm. That traditional marketing, meaning radio, TV, newspaper, the entire strategy, or billboards, the entire strategy was to get them to your store. Mm-hmm. I mean, back in the day, oh, I'm running a newspaper ad. Let's get them to the store, or let's get them to call me on the phone. So that was an advertising channel that's what the goal, the sole purpose was to transfer them somewhere else, convert them to go somewhere else, have them make an action to go some other place, whether it's to your store, pick up the phone and call you, or, you know, in the last 15 years, thanks to Al Gore, I always say that, is to get them to your website. Yeah. And here it is. This is what I'm saying. Facebook is not a platform that you necessarily want to build your entire strategy of getting a person off of Facebook and getting them over to your website. Yeah. And I mean, and more advertising platforms are being geared like this, like Facebook and Gmail ads, for the person to be able to convert on Facebook, that you can generate a number of leads off Facebook. But so many times these marketers that grew up in a traditional space think, oh, our goal is to write some copy and get them to click the link and come over to your website.
And there's a lot that can be achieved, like we talked about earlier, by getting them to click and then having them experience your website for a period of time and then leaving.
Right.
You know, so I think there's so much that Facebook offers as a platform. It's a low-cost lead generator still, so it's really cost-effective and efficient for your budget, especially if you're a smaller store and have a smaller budget. But like you said, in-site user experiences. So how often are you scrolling through Facebook when you're, let's be honest, in the bathroom, when you're, you know, running down the hallway and taking 5 minutes for yourself and closing your door and saying, I'm not here right now, I'm on a call, whatever it may be.
Do you do that?
No, I don't do that. I do check my phone in the bathroom because it's my alone time. You know, get ready in the morning, check your phone, nobody can bother you.
Right.
But so you're on Facebook, you don't want to leave Facebook. So how can you get somebody to convert? You can do offer ads, you can do Facebook lead ads. Those are all things that are getting me to engage with your business while staying on the platform. So now I don't have to leave. It's not going to affect my bounce rate either. But then some of my other ad types on Facebook may affect my bounce rate,
so let me add this
in a negative way.
So tell me if you have this fear, okay? Because this is a fear of mine. And it's stupid. It's not really a fear, but this is a thing that I think about. That I'll be scrolling through Facebook. I'll see an ad. Okay. I feel like Sling Blade.
I hope you guys all enjoyed that.
Yeah, no kidding. I like mustard on my biscuits. Okay, anyway. So anyway, I'll be scrolling through. I'll see an ad, and then I actually have an interest. I have an interest in that ad, but I don't click it because I'm like, okay, I'll come back to that in a minute, or I'll try to remember that, because I have the thought in my head that if I click it to go over to the ad, and then I want to come back to Facebook because I'm afraid I might see something else further down, that it won't take me back to the same point. And then that bothers me, the Instagram too, that it takes me back to the top of the feed.
I hate that more
so
than
I'm not
anything.
the only one?
No, I hate that. But you know what I do?
Did that make sense, Mike, what I just said?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I do is I screenshot things I like.
I do too.
And so I have on my camera roll, and like, so when I fly and I don't want to use the internet, I just delete all of the hundreds of pictures that I've taken of things. Even products I want to buy, I'll click through to them, they'll show me an ad. I'll be like, I don't have my credit card right now, I'm not ready to buy this, but I have that interest.
How many times do you go back to those pictures, though, that you do?
I do. I just looked at one this weekend and actually ended up buying it because it's, you know, something silly, but it was $20, and I was like, oh, it's summertime, this applies, let me buy it. I probably got the ad and... You know, I was in Florida a couple months ago, but it didn't apply to my life in New York when it was so cold and rainy and 60 degrees.
So I've got a really good tip for Facebook, and you know that I had people fight me on this a lot. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Go there.
Do you?
Go there.
Should I go there?
Go there.
And you even had some friends that pointed it out too, that what I was saying was correct.
Yes, I did, actually.
Did you not agree with me either?
Well, no. But it was an error.
Okay.
That was pointed out, I suppose.
Yes. Okay.
We did a test.
We did do a test. We did. I mean, well, no, and we did find out too. I mean, so here's a Facebook tip. Well, actually, I don't want to share it. I don't want anybody to know that tip.
Okay, how about this? Should we tell them to email us and we'll tell them what it is? Or Facebook message us?
Yeah.
It'd be really sneaky.
That'd be cool. Yeah, we'll do that. So here you go, guys. Here, I've got a really good Facebook tip. It also Instagram too.
I think it's extra prevalent on Instagram.
Yes. Well, I think it is on Facebook too, though. Well, I don't think.
I think it's on both, but I think also we don't think about it on the Instagram platform.
Right.
I think it's a complete oversight, and when you guys hear what we're talking about, so Facebook message us, shoot us an email if you have that. We'll reach out to you with the details of what we're talking about, and you can immediately apply it to your business. And I bet you when you audit your content, you'll say, should have done that.
Yeah, and we've seen a big difference. I mean, so for businesses that want to increase their branding, want to increase their awareness, they need to be doing this, and it doesn't cost anything. No. It's just you've been doing it wrong.
To your current strategy that's going to squeeze more out of it.
Right.
So that's tip number, whatever we're on.
I think we ought to end it there, though. You know, should we offer the consulting thing we talked about, or no? We'll wait for that.
Let's just do the secret tip.
All right, we'll do the secret tip. So there you go. If you want the secret tip, then Facebook message us or send us an email. And the email is Paul, Paul, at ppadv.com. You ready? Paul at ppadv.com or Facebook message. Okay, any last parting notes? So I got to go back to work.
This is work.
Oh, that's right. It is. This is.
Go ahead and Facebook message us. I just think the important thing to remember is it's actually not going to take any additional effort, so it's worth the inquiry.
Yes, exactly. So there you go. Guys, have an awesome week, and be sure and tune in on Friday for Samantha's Hard Facts. And when I say tune in, you're not doing it on Facebook Live yet.
I'm not. It's a quick tip that hits your inbox or your Facebook newsfeed every Friday.
So if you're not signed up for Hard Facts from Samantha, then you need to go to our website, ppadv.com, or just search for Potrats, which is spelled like pot rats with a Z. And make sure that you go to the resource page, right? It's under the resources.
You can sign up for free resources, which will get Hard Facts right into your inbox every week.
There you go.
Or if you go under resources, then click Hard Facts, and you'll see all past episodes there and new ones each Friday.
There you go. Guys, have an awesome week, and we'll see you on Friday.